What is going on out there, peeps? All right, I know. I'm getting texts. I know. I haven't done anything on the Vietnam news in a while, so we're gonna do some Vietnam news here, real quick. I mean, I forget that some of you guys like hearing about the same news I do. It's not always going to be about the Vietnam Dong, although I'm going to be doing a video later on that you're not going to want to miss, because it does cover the Vietnam Dong as well as the Iraqi dinar and the possible global currency reset that I think you guys might be interested in. All right, you guys, a quick reminder, hey, right now is the time. They're starting to go up a little bit. All right, so if you're thinking about buying precious metals, give our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. I got Twitter still. So my other accounts weren't deleted. They are disabled. My guess is that they're going to keep them disabled until after the election. So they're trying to silence as many pro-Trumpers as there is as possible, especially people relaying the news about Joe Biden's crimes, as well as his son Biden snorting coke off the asses of underage girls. All right, so the links for this is in the description. So let's get into what's going on over here, because as usual, I always look for these things. I've been keeping an eye on this. As usual, Vietnam is doing good, but I do think something bigger is coming up, and I'm curious to share this with you guys a little bit later on. So Vietnam, Japan ties, a model of win-win partnership. You got to love it. That's what we want. We're starting to see a lot more of these free trade deals come into fruition here. So we'll see. The Vietnam-Japan relations has become a model of friendship and a win-win partnership, creating a foundation for cooperation in ensuring stability and peace in the Southeast Asia and beyond. Vietnamese ambassador to Japan said he was speaking in an exclusive interview with Vietnam News. Correspondents in Tokyo ahead of the visit to Vietnam by the Japanese Prime Minister, which is being made at the invitation of the Prime Minister of Vietnam. So it was slated for the 18th through the 20th, which we're in the midst of. The visit will mark the second time Vietnam has been selected by a new Japanese Prime Minister as their first overseas destination upon taking office. Yeah, why do you suppose that is? This is how much of a key role Vietnam is going to play over there in the Southeast Asia area, just like Iraq is going to be key to the gateway to the Middle East. So both locations, again, I pay attention to this. I think there's some big things getting ready to happen a lot sooner than people think. You know, I don't want to, we'll get into that a little bit later, because I have this theory I want to share with you guys, or a hypothetical that I think you guys will be interested in hearing. So anyways, according to the PM, Suga decision to visit Vietnam and Indonesia during his first overseas trips expressed Japan's regard for the Southeast Asia region. Again, it's Vietnam is going to have a very explosive economy once we get past this Rona. If Trump gets when Trump gets reelected, I'm not even doubting it anymore. So when Trump gets reelected, you can bet that you're going to see quickly the pandemic could go away, because it was part of a much bigger plan. You guys know about it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to watch my videos on the Great Reset. All right. The PM policies towards Vietnam will be continuation of the Japanese policies over the years, especially under the former PM Shinzo administration. Nearly 50 years since the establishment of the bilateral diplomatic ties, Vietnam and Japan have become trustworthy partners in the extensive strategic partnership for peace and prosperity in Asia. So again, I love this. Look at this. Some 500,000 Vietnamese now live in Japan. Nice. Japanese investors, meanwhile, consider Vietnam an attractive, reliable, and safe investment destination. Again, who doesn't? Japan now stands as Vietnam's second largest investor, with committed investments of more than $60 billion. telling you, once we get past this Rona, man, this one, when Trump gets reelected, these people are going to have to do something quickly about fixing their exchange rate. They have now been on the currency manipulation for 3 consecutive times. All right. In addition to that, with the economy booming like it is, they don't want to do anything to jeopardize that. So we'll see. I think a lot of people are just waiting to see what happens during the election. Vietnamese exporters could gain 633 million by increasing trade with India. That's U.S. dollars. Again, the more they expand out internationally, the more their economy becomes stronger. I mean, it's strong, and this is despite the Rona. Vietnamese businesses could increase exports to India by 633 million annually. The Standard Chartered Trade Opportunity Report has revealed the study also found that Indian exports could boost trade with Vietnam by an estimated 475 million, bringing the bilateral trade opportunities to 1.1 billion. This is great. The stronger their economy becomes, the stronger their currency becomes. The stronger their currency becomes and the weaker the US dollar, the rate change happens. The Asian markets in this study of Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam have a combined opportunity of 10.7 billion to increase exports to India. Awesome sauce. So the research tracked high potential exports defined as goods or services where businesses have added value with the borders of their home markets. As markets look to recover from the impact of the Rona, the study championed global trade as a key lever to prosperity, highlighting the sector with the greatest opportunities of growth. So again, you could see why I get so focused on all these different economical articles, because it just tells me that Vietnam is definitely one of these places I want to consider trading or investing in. It's probably the best way to put it. I really do pay attention to what's going on over there. I like a lot of the news that I hear. Russian locality hopes to boost trade ties with Vietnam. So is this more countries? So anyways, in Moscow, a federal subject of Russia is planning a webinar on November the 17th to promote its export and investment potential to Vietnamese businesses and agencies. More business for Vietnam. A press release from the Republic's government said it has high hopes for cooperation with Vietnam. The webinar, entitled That Country, or That Providence, I should say, Calling, is part of their series of similar events which have already been held in Germany and Italy. There's look, trade agreements happen all the time. There's no doubt about it. You're always hearing about one new trade agreement or another. But even experts are saying has been, over the last couple, 3 years, an extremely high amount of new agreements being signed between countries, a lot of them gearing towards or dealing in free trade. This is awesome. Talk about extinguishing the so-called globalist agenda who like there to be deficits. It's a form of control. The press release emphasized that Vietnam is among potential markets for this province's food production, beverages, agriculture materials, chemicals, and light industrial products. All right, so again, we want to see this. Vietnam has poured nearly $3 billion into 22 projects in Russia, especially those in oil and gas, dairy farming, and Hanoi, Moscow, multi-purpose trade centers. More than 200 small and medium-sized enterprises are operating in the East Asian nations. So I love it. This is what I look for, you guys. This is what I'm reading all the time. Don't get me wrong. It's not always positive. There's some things in there that you could see that have been affected by the Rona. There's no doubt about it. But I look at the bigger picture when it comes to trades. How much better are they doing despite the Rona? Which sectors are seeing prosperity despite the Rona. I mean, Vietnam is definitely going to be one of these nations, one of two, I believe, that is going to have a show on a plus side despite the Rona. All right. So it looks very good out there, you guys. I'm sorry I haven't done one on Vietnam in a while. I know, my bad. I just been kind of focusing on a lot of these other things and what's going on. All right, but that's it for now. That's what's going on in Vietnam news. Let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll talk to you later.